Hey guys, welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. Today we are going to begin the drift series. I'm gonna hopefully teach you both the driving and the tuning aspects of drifting, but I'm gonna try to be a little different. I don't want to just get a 240SX drift around one part for 35 minutes and end. We are going to have multiple cars. I'm going to try to find cars you think would be undriftable and drift them. And I'm gonna be showing you guys the process it takes to begin learning and developing the skills it takes to be a drifter. So be sure to subscribe with post notifications turned on so that you don't miss any episodes or videos I post in the future. Now before we really get into it, there's two things we gotta mention. One is I'm going to pretend here that you have no experience. You're someone that's watched my tuning guide for racing, so you know a little bit. You've only slid the car around when you lost control in races. If you are this person, keep in mind, drifting is mostly about practice. I have nearly 16 years of experience in Forza titles. I don't really play Forza all that much, but I can just jump in and drift with anyone, any speed, any angle, all that. It's just practice. But also be sure to find the fun. You can't drift without having fun, because then you'll get worked up for nothing. So now, we will have to do the boring start of hopping in a 1993 Nissan 240SX SE, because I said we have no real drift skills, nor do we know anything about it. A new drifter. So let's begin developing some of the skills it takes to drift. These will be very basic. Throttle control, counter steering, line angle, speed control, all that. So let's build a 240SX for you guys to use. We'll try to keep this cheap. Gotta love getting disconnected. You see how long I've already been recording, lol. I built it off camera so I can speed this up a little bit. Don't worry, we're going back to show you everything. But so far we have spent under $100,000 in Forza. The car was $25,000 and the tune is $45,750. Not too bad. This should have plenty of power and everything for you to begin drifting while also being relatively easy to control. Okay, so, ignore the body kit, ignore the rims. If you don't do that, it'll be like 38,000 or a flat 40,000, I believe. These bits are just something I want and won't affect the car too much. So let's quickly show you this build and tune so you can begin the practice step. Now that you have this car, we're going quickly start with the basics, getting into drifting, giving you some practice, and that's where we'll call it for this video. The next video we will show you the basics of building, then the basics of tuning. We'll tune together some air quotes difficult cars or trucks. Anyways, so today we have about 3 methods. This car won't be able to do the third uphill very well, so the first and second method should be a bit better, so let's jump into them. So the first method of practice is going to be here. Now I'm going to show you the run. If you need to rewatch this run, I would recommend going to my drift track video to watch just the run. But I'm gonna show you this car drifts fine, and I almost forgot to mention it. I'm going to be on manual without clutch. If you are on automatic, please just learn manual. I'm not saying it's easy to learn, but once you learn manual everything becomes so much easier, so go to manual without the clutch. Very simple. Now let's go over a couple things so you can practice this. Now I hope you was paying attention to my controller. There's multiple things going on: handbraking up, shifting down, shifting, turning, throttling, braking, all kinds of stuff. So let's slowly break it down so it's easier to understand. We're going to simply go over to the middle here to start. So what is drifting? Drifting to me is simply getting the car sideways with angle and having fun. Hence I don't care if you drift rear wheel drive, all wheel drive, front wheel drive. I don't care, but let's not get into that. So simply drifting is getting the car to oversteer by spinning or sliding the back tires, and being capable of holding angle around either an object or turn. So we're going to start with donuts. Why donuts? Because this teaches you throttle control, counter steering, how the angle affects your line. Not really much speed, but you can get into some speed with really wide circles. So let me show you this now. Now what we want to do is actually start with a decently wide line, little wider than I was doing there. I had a mind change mid-sentence and decided to do donuts ways lol. So let's break the donut down a little more. We start by getting moving a little bit, maybe 10 miles an hour. We can either A. Slam on the throttle to get it to rotate, or B. Tap the handbrake to get it to rotate. It doesn't matter how you do it. Just get the back tires spinning and the car sliding in a circle. We wanna try to be relatively consistent. That's what we're practicing with this exercise: consistency and control. Now we don't want to do all this on one side. As you will quickly see, I'm actually better at going left, I think. I forgot lol, it's 8:47 AM as of recording. Don't judge me. Anyways, I'm worse going one way than the other. This is because I always did my circles left, and never right lol, so don't do that. Also real quick, please just avoid slamming the throttle and turning. This is not drifting, this is not skillful, and this doesn't help you in any way. I promise you it doesn't lol. But now once we have a wide donut and we feel a little consistent, it doesn't need to take all day, just do the one line for a couple minutes both ways, then try to shrink the circle, smaller and smaller, so that it gives you more challenge, more control, more throttle control, all that. The smaller the donut, the better you have to control the car. Pretty much like that. So let's move on to the second method. This is gonna teach you more about extending your drift and maintaining speed line control to do the course. Let's go to the other track. Also, if you're literally new to the game, don't have fast traveling and don't know where this is, simply go to the highway and get off on the second exit. Well, take a left, but anyways, if you're that new, I don't actually think you will have this capable to you. I think it's just ground here, if you're that new, but I don't know, maybe someone can let me know, lol. If you do have this is great for learning control. You could push a cone or something over to do donuts around it. You could simply follow the track, it's up to you, but the track is pretty simple. On to the next is the one I don't think this car can do, and I'm also gonna drive there. This part is really gonna be sped up, lol, but it is simply up the mountain. This is the mountain. This car will most likely only be able to come down it, but let's see if it can go up it drifting. This might be sped up too, to be honest. So yeah, no, it can't uphill, anyways, 888,000 with 350 horsepower, fun, anyways, so you're going to come up here. This will teach you to handle speed for your line and angle. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can down it, without going into the grass. If I go into the grass I don't restart, I just get back on track and keep going. Go back to the top, and try again. Anyways, you see what I mean. So that is all So that is all the methods and the car that I want you guys to practice. It's very simple. If you're playing Forza Horizon 5 and don't know what to do that if you're trying to learn drifting. So thank you guys for watching. I really hope this helps you get into drifting. I personally love drifting. I find drifting the most fun you can have in Forza, so I share drifting with everyone. Hopefully this will help everyone of all skill levels get better at drifting in one way or another. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe with post notifications turned on so you don't miss any future videos, and be sure to check the description for the link tree home of all our links such as Discord, Kick, Twitch, Twitter, X and more.